Man, this crew called Hoop Shark. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only let selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.
Gotta get the people what they want. What's going on? It's your boy Hoop Jargon, man, back with another video. And I got my guys up here for Straight No Chaser, Cowboys podcast. Gentlemen,
well, I love that intro, Cliff.
Yeah, man. Get the people what they want.
You got to give the people what they want. And Straight No Chaser is what they want.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes, sir. So, Rich just dropped out, but let's go ahead and get into it, man. So, we'll run up on week 6 against the Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Against the Eagles. So, before we get there, let's talk about last week. Scale of 1 to 10, man. How surprised are you how we performed against the Rams?
I am pleasantly surprised, man. As I think all three of us predicted Cowboy L, just because we thought going in that, the Rams have been a little inconsistent, most notably their quarterback, Matt Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, because of the presence of competition in their division, they would have a little bit more urgency over the 60 minutes in Dallas and, somehow get that game. But to my pleasant surprise, to your question, Dallas showed up again, man. That defense just continues to impress. Cooper Rush continues to impress. One of the things I want to get into a little bit in detail as we move through the show, the insistence of the Bees to stick with that ground game.
Yes,
has continued to impress. I was pleasantly surprised, man. And I will say this. I'm nowhere near affiliate status. It will never be that. But the enthusiasm needed for the 22 edition of the Cowboys has ticked up a little bit because I'm liking what I'm starting to see from this collective unit, most individually the defensive side of the ball, really for both sides. I'm liking what I'm seeing in the room as a collective. I want to get into that a little bit later, man. But overall, happy as hell to see them sitting here at 4-1. We're getting ready for this big matchup tonight. I was damn impressed by what I saw on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs. What about you, Rich?
Oh, no question. The defense definitely rose to the occasion. I mean, it was very clear that they had a solid game plan on how to attack the Rams offense, and they executed it flawlessly. None of the dumb penalties, none of the blown coverages, none of the even our good friend. This comes up every time. Our good friend, Mr. Vander Elsewhere.
Yeah,
was on his game.
One and only.
He was Vander somewhere last week. I got to give him
Yeah, he was.
he had a solid game. Defensively, A+.
Yeah.
I also want to take some time and give a shout out to my brothers in arms, the Hogs, man.
There you go, the Hogs.
About the play of the offensive line.
Absolutely.
And that is, they really showed up and showed out in this game. Just the way that they handled Aaron Donald and that ferocious front seven. I give them an A++. I was not expecting that. I was expecting a lot of disruption, and that was my concern going into it. A lot of this disruption from that front seven. But they handled their business, man.
They really did, bro.
They didn't even have to get fancy schematically. You didn't even have to go with a bunch of 2 tight end sets and have a 2 tight end with a bag back there to help. They were just one-on-one, hand-on-hand blocking. Like, it was beautiful.
It's beautiful work, man. Zach Martin in particular just opened those running lanes up, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that later. It was a thing to watch, and actually, I said the optimistic route, we would win that game.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I have to correct myself. Yes, you did. You absolutely did.
No, you did.
As the game progressed and it moved on, I said, "Boy, I'll be damned if Cliff didn't sit up here and call that." I was desperately hoping to be, wrong about my prediction and pleasantly surprised as I was. But to Rich's point, man, that defense has just continued to lay out jaw-dropping the performance after performance. But what is really coming together, and I know Rich is going to get into just a little bit of detail a little bit later in the show, man, that offensive line is impressive. And like to Rich's point, the disruption we expected from the great Aaron Donald in that front seven, Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's name was barely called. Sunday, and I was like, wow, that Leighton Vander Elsewhere, somewhere, actually, probably I think front to back had a more impactful game than Bobby Wagner. And at no time coming into this season, if you're looking at that game on the schedule, would you say that was going to be the case? But I think it's a tribute to the buy-in to the Dan Quinn scheme. I think it's a tribute to the cohesion that is continually to build throughout this team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I know it sounds cliche and all those things, man, but man, this team is looking like, let's temper it right there. They're looking like they're starting to believe in each other. And that is really fun to watch. Now, it's going to get tested tonight. I know we're going to get into it, but it's starting to get really fun to watch, man.
In the building. And you're right.
There he is in the building between the game sports. What up?
My boy Will Johnson. So you're right. And Dan Quinn came in and he started clearing house. And we talk about this a lot. Kicking those old dudes off the team who were not buying in. And everybody's scratching their heads like, why would you go get Everson Griffin and you let him go? Why would you go get Dontarie Poe and let him go?
Right.
Well, Dan Quinn
are main guys too.
Yeah, these are made dudes, right?
Right.
He come out looking like a genius. Exactly. These guys were names. Hold on, real quick. God. All right, well, the plane's gone now, but so now because when you are a principal guy, the stuff you do doesn't show up till later. It's just like raising children. Like someone may watch you rear your children, they'll be like, "Man, you too hard on them, man. You shouldn't yell at them, man. You should let them do what they want to do." It comes out when your kid is older and you see the work you put in, and that's kind of in a short verse what Dan Quinn has done with this defense. That it looks crazy early, but right now that dude, it ain't too many head coaching jobs that won't be available to him if the Cowboys keep his defense up. That's for doggone sure. So.
Cliff, before we move to another point, man, I want to expound on something that you brought up. I think is an excellent point on the Dan Quinn buy-in and what looks to be some genius moves, because I hadn't really thought about that, and you're right. When he came in, Dontarie Poe was a guy, Rich, if you remember, that I lamented big time that they passed on in the draft, right? And, of course, he did his thing, before his run of usefulness was done, because he had nothing by the time he got here. Same with Griffin. Griffin was a perennial Pro Bowl guy, certainly a big contributor up in Minnesota. Nothing when he was here. Dan Quinn comes in, removes these named guys And to expand your point, Cliff, there's 3 named guys on there. I mean, because we know about Micah Parsons, we know about DeMarcus Lawrence, we know about those guys, right? But you think about this. This is the guy that removed that level of player, that level of known player, if you will. And now you got the likes of Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong, and then you basically bring back. I mean, you demote almost and bring back Vander Elsewhere, and now he's contributing once again, like he did his rookie year, man. So, like you said, bro, that was a terrific point, man. Dan Quinn had the stones to look at what he wanted and look at what he thought could contribute to this scheme.
Absolutely.
Put those guys together, put the guys that bought in, and now look at what's developed. I think that was a terrific point.
Yeah,
terrific.
He had the stones to do it.
Yeah.
I tweeted out during the game. I said, I don't give a damn if he doesn't have a title. I think Dan Quinn is the NFL Coach of the Year.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, Rich.
He's our head coach. But in case y'all haven't figured it out, yeah, he just don't have a title.
The title, right?
A lot of us can relate to that on some level. We got people that above us on the org chart, but don't know a damn thing, and you're the one that's actually doing all the work and carrying the team.
Right.
I know myself and others can relate to that. Definitely.
Yeah, that was an excellent point, man. I said because God, he has made some moves, and then what they're getting from guys, Micah Parsons is tied for the league in sacks. I mean, Micah Parsons there's no sophomore slump here.
Come on.
There's no buying his old hype or getting high on his own supply.
It's the sophomore stomp.
Yeah.
Dude right here is unreal, man.
And I don't think people realize that because it came through again this week. Micah Parsons came to the game with like a strain growing, and all he did was continue to do what Micah Parsons does, which is make timely plays, stifle drives, and just be that disruptive cat.
Absolutely.
Snap in and snap out, and when you need that moment, he's coming up big, man. That's what stars do. Damn a nagging injury and all those things, man. When you need to show up for your team, you show up for your team and make plays, man. It's nuts. But I want to switch to the other side, Cliff.
All right, go ahead.
I want to switch to the.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick before you pivot. When the last time watching the Cowboys, you were looking for a defensive player, like you're watching the game to see what the defensive player is gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait.
Oh, I'll give you
where?
Being that I'm a seasoned Saint around this joint, I haven't looked like for a player. I give DeMarcus Ware a little bit of that.
That's what I'm saying. DeMarcus Ware,
because Ware was probably the most recent.
Yeah.
But even in that, I wasn't. But Ware didn't quite have that aura. That of Micah Parsons, because he's such an understated guy.
Agreed.
I think prior to Micah Parsons, the last time I saw a defensive player that I was that hyped to see Sunday in and Sunday out, I'm gonna go way back to Charles Haley.
That's a lot of go back.
That's a lot of go back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of go back. But I mean that. I mean, Charles Haley was that guy when you walked on the field and it was third and whatever for the offense, and you would see him with that scowl, like he's ready to eat the head off the guy in front of him.
And when they snapped that football,
he knew he was going to make the play.
Absolutely.
That's what Micah Parsons looks like to me now, is that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
All right. I just want to crystallize that point. Rich, you got anything?
I think you nailed it perfectly.
All right.
Perfectly.
So go ahead. Let's transition. So you want
man. I want to talk a little bit. I want to get at that offense some love, man. And most notably, it's something I really wanted to bring out. And I think you two are gonna really dig this. And you guys in the chat, please weigh in. Man, I gotta give Ezekiel Elliott some love and hear me out. And not so much because he's been productive. Let's say that. Yeah. Zeke's running hard. Zeke's doing those things. Where I want to give Zeke some love and that run game with him and Pollard and that O-line in general, but Zeke in particular, is his buy-in. Because, man, for him to go from being what he was year 1 through 4 in this league, to now buying into this thunder and lightning type of attack in his ground game, man, I mean, he's accepted that role. He's running hard. He's still getting those grimy, dirty runs. You see him out there supporting Pollard. When Pollard ripped that big run off last week, the first cat to meet him was Ezekiel Elliott. And to me, man, that's kind of indicative and a microcosm of what's going on in that room when
Agreed.
you got your superstar, one of your 2 or 3 biggest money players, that vested and that bought into what this thing is, man. And I know he's heard the clips. I know he's heard the rumblings about how Pollard should get more of the snaps. Pollard should probably start. They probably should flat out replace him. And all he's done, man, is gone out and give the Cowboys what he can give them. You saw his value when Pollard unfortunately missed that block, because that's a play Zeke probably makes, not getting the quarterback killed. But man, he's still running on. I just love the leadership that's showing that your big money guy can buy in and support the guy that's behind him, who quite honestly, just by competition standard, is gunning for his job. I think that's huge, man. I just wanted to bring that point out about
Absolutely.
how big this run game is as a collective, and how big his biggest star is buying in.
Well, check it. This shows maturation from your boy Zeke Elliott. Like, that's something that we've been waiting on this forever. And I don't need to run down,
brother.
Huh?
On the screws right there, man. Maturation, that's the word. We drop vocab on Straight Notation, man. Y'all need to bring out some notes, man. We drop
some buzzwords like at that water cooler.
Maturation, yes. All that good shit. That's excellent, though. You're right. We've been waiting for that for a minute.
And from inception, again, I'm not going to drag him through the mud of stuff he's been doing. But I've seen Zeke in his element. I went to the Ravens game their rookie year with Dak and Zeke. And I was in a club with them. I swear, right hand to the man. You could tell who was going to be the leader and who wasn't. I'll put it that way. Right. You knew that Dak was going to be the leader and Zeke was going to be a dude you're going to have to watch.
Right.
I'll put it that way. Dak was in the VIP the whole time. He stayed up there. He had his little snow bunny with him. Zeke was with the sugar honey iced tea. And y'all know what I mean by that. Mm-hmm. He was with the sugar honey iced tea. He in the crowd with the people with a hoodie on.
I love it, man. So, but you know what, man? To submit that point, bro. You remember it was his own father who publicly had a quote concerned about Zeke's ability to handle life at this level. His own father. That says a lot. His rookie is a lot. I don't know if he's going to make it. I think his father's name is Stacy Elliott. I think that's his father's name. But when your father comes out and makes a quote to the press like that, that's concerning. And to see that him, of course, we know about the shenanigans. We don't need to totally rehash. But to see what, like you said, man, where he's matured from, it's a perfect description. Where he's matured from as a man and most importantly as a player, who's not the dominant guy that he was.
Absolutely. That's humility.
But he's bought in, and that's huge, man, because we've seen other situations where that wasn't the case, i.e. what happened in Pittsburgh with Le'Veon.
Yep. Absolutely. He sit his ass on the couch right now.
He doing the same thing we doing.
Right.
Talking for free.
You know what I'm saying? So this wasn't a given that Zeke was going to accept this role, this diminishing role, if you will, and not be that 28 to 32 a carry bell cow, and he would acquiesce to a guy like Pollard, who and he's bought into the fact that they both can be productive and both help the team win. And I think somewhere down the line, as this season continues to progress, and hopefully tonight, that continues to be the case, man, it'll pay dividends out, man. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from this type of cohesion with this squad, because we haven't seen that.
Rich, I'm gonna let you go, Rich. Let me address down. Shout out to T Money with the $5 contribution. You know what that gets you here? Dollar bill.
Bill, y'all.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Dollar bill.
Dollar bill. Shot time. Thank you, T Money. Appreciate you, man. T Money coming with the money. So again, just the channel.
That's love.
Super chat. You can hit the Cash App. That's cool. Any Cash App contributions, I will divvy with these fellas here. So
like, share, subscribe. That's the big thing, y'all.
Tell your peoples, man.
Tell your peoples. Tell your peoples.
So going forward, Rich, I think it's a good time to implement what you're saying. So I don't know money with
So I wanted to dig. We wanted to dig into some film, man. We believe in film.
I love film.
Film over feelings, right?
Here you go. Film over
feelings. Go to this little clip right here. Because I have to highlight the beauty. This is like
Connor McGovern. But the run started.
It's like watching a symphony right here, man. Look at this right here. Look at this combo block, and then you're gonna see I'm pause right there. You're gonna see him peel off. You see the linebacker about to shoot the gap to try to blow up the play. Watch how he peels off. Boom! Right there.
No, sir.
Creates the crease, and then look at the vision that Pollard has to cut back for this hole right here. So let me go to that right here. So yeah.
So would you say that was very done?
And then look at that vision. Boom! Right up the crease. That's just beautiful.
That balance
beautiful
right
there. That's beautiful. And then there's another play that's about to come up here. You're gonna see them make like a huge umbrella shield, and then he cuts off of it. Man, it's just beautiful. That's the touchdown play right there. Here we go, right here. Look at those guys right here. Watch this beautiful umbrella just open up right here and just take out the entire D line right here. All right, he's gonna snap the ball. This thing is moving.
Hey, hold on real quick, Rich. Pause it.
Yeah.
Listen, man, where else are you getting film breakdown study on the Cowboys? Tell me where.
Talk about it, Cliff. Make them understand.
That's like at least.
Tell them about that gun line, bro.
Tell them about
the gun line.
You know what? We're about 21 minutes in. You know what we have not said yet? Cooper Rush. That's the first time saying his name.
Right.
Where are you getting this content at, man?
And he gonna turn around and hand the ball off. But anyway. Well, yeah, watch this beautiful umbrella. Watch this beautiful umbrella. Look at that. Look at that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hats on 5 hats. Look at it and watch how he comes right off of it. This is just beautiful. This is like an offensive line coach dream right here. I was just blown away by this. Look at this. And look, you even got the tight end over here sealing off the edge. So everybody's bought into this blocking scheme. Everybody. And
Rich, check it.
That's good stuff, Rich.
Look at this, man. Look at your boy right here. Look at him.
Hold on. Pause it real quick. I want to say this.
Look at him. Look at Tyler.
Pause it real quick. Listen, and what you're saying is so on point. And guys who are listening, I always try to break it down to the rules so everybody can understand what we're talking about. Because we all play sports. We know this. The thing is, when everybody buys in, other guys buy into that because they don't want to be embarrassed in practice. You don't want to be the one guy who let it up. So you're going to meet expectations outside your own ability because you have a new ceiling of what success is.
Right.
You don't know. Some people just don't have a self-gaze and they're not autodidacts. They don't know.
Right.
But when you start setting a standard, like, I got to go this hard. Oh, okay, yeah. Because I don't want to be the one who's going to get
right. I want to be the one to let us down. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I may make a movie reference, Rich, before you continue to go off with this absolutely glorious footage, if I make that movie reference to Cliff's point, it's like if those of you are a fan of 300, like I am, it's how they move, man. It's like
absolutely.
You like the one that you get that shield, take you and the man to your left. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody moves in one coordinated effort, man, to get the job done. And one cat that breaks rank ruins the phalanx, and the whole thing breaks down. That's exactly what you're looking at right here with Rich. It's so beautiful illustrating and how well, because we ain't just talking about it. This is footage.
We're showing you. It's
getting it done. Go off, Rich. Go off.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Rich, boy, you turn this up, man.
And you look, the other thing that you see, look at the downfield blocking, the receivers. You see this guy over here.
Look at CD.
Look at CD. Yeah, everybody's bought into the blocking scheme. Everybody.
The buy-in is real.
The buy-in is off the charts. Look at, is that Hendershot right there? Watch this.
That's Bobby Wagner. That's Hall of Fame
block right here. He gonna help.
Look at that rookie. Look at that.
He peels off and finishes off Aaron Donald. Let me go back to that. Boom.
Look at the drive.
And watch, he's gonna go back and say, "All right, he's done. Let me go get somebody else."
Yeah,
and went back and got 45 to create the crease. Man, your O-line and tight ends, man, you guys get steak dinners, man. Like, real talk.
Straight up.
Real talk. Whatever you want.
A la carte.
Whatever you want.
This ain't Cooper Rush magic. This is sound play at the line.
Folks, this is why we're winning football games.
Talk about it.
You notice we didn't say Cooper Rush yet.
Exactly.
This is why we are winning football games.
Hold that shot right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? My man Tyler Biotis, because we have been on him, and for good reason.
Right.
But to Cliff's point, the buy-in is so real, and the standard has been set, right? The expectation has been set. So you don't want to be the guy for the breakdown. So now everybody's getting after it. Even the youngster. And let me just say this. Shout out to our man Will McClay for hitting on yet another one.
Another one.
If they would just give him the damn keys to the free agent vehicle and let him drive that shit too. Oh my goodness, there's no telling what we would do.
My man Terrence Steele. I mean, just but look at that shot right there. That's a beautiful shot right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful shot because, like you said, bro, that's the reason. That's a big reason
why we're successful. This is
and
why
nobody talks about this.
Running the ball, controlling the tempo, controlling the clock, and we don't need Cooper Rush at 100 yards passing.
Like, what are we talking about? It's a Tim Tebow game.
Like what? Like
what are we talking about?
If I were to tell you that this is your quarterback stat line, 16, 102 yards, no touchdowns. If I tell you that's your stat line for your quarterback, I'm without looking at anything else. I'm telling you, you're holding on to an L.
That's horrible. And check it, Rick.
Right.
When I watch other people cover the Cowboys, and I happen to like Skip Bayless. I do. I think he's very entertaining. I think he knows football, but I think he's a sensationalist. All you hear with him and Shannon talk about is Cooper Rush. The whole show, the whole show is them talking about Cooper Rush and can he keep it up? And I get it. You are appealing to the masses, but man, you getting this breakdown over here, man.
So, Cut, what you're saying is they putting some cut on it and they add a little ice to it. Is that what you're saying?
Right, exactly. A whole lot
it ain't
of
room temperature. It ain't no cut and ain't no ice over here, man. It's straight no taste.
Lot of ice.
This is what you get on straight
this
no
is
taste.
This is the ice same effect that you get from McDonald's when you get that big ass cup and they pack it with ice, and you actually got 11 ounces of soda in there in a 44-ounce cup.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the kind of bullshit that they're giving you guys, but we don't. We don't put ice in our drinks right here.
It's thorough.
And I love your comment, Brett. To both your comments actually. Show the blitz that Pollard missed. Yeah, he missed the blitz. Yeah, but as a group, they're learning. They're getting better, and I'm sure he's seen the film, and he'll adjust next time. And yes, Dallas has their transition to a physical team. This is a physical football team. This is the kind of stuff that wins games.
I want to highlight Payne's comment real quick. Y'all showing out today. Video playback. Break it down for us, brother.
My man,
y'all 5-star real analysis. Thank you, sir.
Penn, that's love, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it.
Longhorn and Longhorn. I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir.
Say, man, so I think, that, first of all, Rich, that was just absolutely beautiful, man. That clip was just outstanding.
That was awesome.
Man, and I think it's a perfect opportunity before we get into the Eagle breakdown, man, to fairly segue what Straight No Chaser has consistently put out there about, because this is a point that you brought up about the identity of this team and what it should be going forward. Defensively dominant, but on the offensive side of the ball, what Rich just beautifully illustrated in the film footage. This needs to be that same identity, keep that same energy be when number 4 comes back.
Right.
It needs to be the same deal. Do not disrupt that.
Back, baby.
You know what? And here's the thing. And here's why I'm going to back this point up with. I want you guys to go off. Because that's exactly what happened in the 13-3 campaign his rookie year.
Absolutely.
This is what you saw.
The O-line play. Yes, absolutely.
That O-line play, he was able to play action off of it and make plays when asked, but they didn't ask him to do too much. Now, I know the cynic will say, but you're paying him $40 million. But you know what? Ultimately, you're paying $40 million to do? Not to fuck it up and win games.
Right.
That's what they're doing. And if it takes following that formula that got him to 13-3 in 2016, if it takes that formula when he comes back to continue to win football games that Cooper Rush has done, and that's going to take 2 guys in general. That's going to take Dak Prescott, and that's going to take the B. Stick with this. As illustrated by the footage that Rich just showed, this, like he said, is winning football. It's head on head. And the beauty of football is its simplicity. You got 11 guys buying in to a game plan, exerting their will over 11 guys across the net. And the Cowboys are doing a much better job of that week in and week out. Save for week 1, from week 2 to right now, this is what it's looked like, and that's why they 4-1.
Right. I love your comment, James. Will the scheme buy-in change when Dak comes back, which kind of what we're talking about? Do they feel more inclusive with Cooper since he isn't a big money player? I don't think it's that per se.
Yeah.
I just think that, collectively speaking, they say, look, our backs are against the wall. Fuck it. We're going to make this shit happen. If that locker room has bought into that concept, it don't matter who they put at quarterback. If they have truly bought into that concept, it doesn't matter. And I would hope that Dak, which we have been trying so long to put that crown on that man's head, and that crown's heavy as hell, and you can tell it's that crown heavy to the mother. But Dak, this is your chance. You see that they're ready. You see that they're bought in. You come in and say, okay, we're doing great. Let's turn this shit into phenomenal. Let's not get hit. Let's continue to do the things that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? The lunch bucket mentality. But also, I'm going to show you that I'm going to outwork all of y'all. I'm going to come in. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to help y'all get there to success. We pulling together. And if that means that, I got to come in and have games where I pass 170 yards, so be it. If it happens to be where the defense break down, if I got to go for 400, fuck it. That's what I'm going to do. Right. That's what I'm going to do. Right. That's what this is what we need to see from Dak. But as we mentioned, when he got injured, we talked about the scenario where Cooper succeeded. It's not an indictment on Dak. I'm sorry. It's not a statement that Cooper's better than Dak because they're winning. What it is it shows that the machine can work. Absolutely. And if Dak can't plug in and make it work, then he's not your franchise guy.
There you go.
So this is, in my opinion, this is sort of a put up or shut up type scenario for Dak when he comes back. And I've heard a rumor. I don't know what the truth is to it.
What you got?
I heard a rumor that there's a chance that they could be finessing everybody, and Dak could be starting tonight.
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 Will be the first time.
Tonight.
Has false injury reports.
So don't be surprised when they kick the ball off and you see no floor run on the field tonight.
Man, and you're right.
Before you go, I gotta keep resetting. Y'all hit that like button, guys. We are 15 deep in the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. This is one of our most viewed shows we've had so far. Y'all keep those likes up, man. You guys hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We're gonna give you this every Sunday. Every Sunday, we're gonna give you this. So we taking times out of our lives. These gentlemen are older than myself, so that they have important things to tend to. But we hit it for y'all, man. We here for y'all. So straight up. So I just want to say that as we keep going. Go ahead.
Man, so to your point, Rich, and I would not be surprised, but I'm going to ask my two co-hosts, do you want that? I say no.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because, and you've heard me use since it started, that our relief pitcher is in a group.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they can't hit the off-speed pitch. Right. So leave him in there. When they start hitting off-speed pitch, then I might yank him. Plus, here's the other piece. I don't, Dak has just now gotten to the point from a physical standpoint in his rehab that we can grip the ball. I was reading the practice notes and looking at some of McCarthy's press conference throughout the week. When they gave him some session, he could spin it as he was putting and whatnot. But he just got to that point. Man, let that man heal up some more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a philosophy, because here's the thing, if he goes out and just haphazardly hits a helmet and whatnot, he set back another however many weeks, if not worse. Man, let the man's thumb strengthen even more. And let this thing do what it does. Like we've talked about in the first half hour plus of this show. Clearly the buy-in is real on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
Rich just beautifully illustrated what's happening up front on that O-line. We know what that defensive unit is about. We know that.
Absolutely.
Hell, even Brett Morris is bought in. Brett Morris, Mr. King.
Right.
I mean, let's stick with it, man. That's what I'm saying. Don't disrupt it. At least one more week. Matter of fact, I think we play the Lions. Let him come back against the Lions and eat that way. But man, I think there's a buy-in to Cooper Rush collectively from this unit. It's a hostile environment. It's the Eagles. That crowd is going to be crazy. Absolutely. There's going to be some adversity. But guess what Cooper Rush has done? Because he's actually been down a couple of drives. He'd be like, oh, no, here it comes. And all he's done is respond.
Agreed.
All he done is respond. I got to give the man his card. I mean, because I'm sitting here, I'm sure like y'all were, I'm sure like other Cowboy fans out there like, oh, shit. Here
it comes. The usual.
The Giants game. Yeah, I mean, when we talked about it when when Saquon broke their run off, it's like,
exactly.
And what did Cooper Rush do? Be damn if that red-headed rascal didn't go out there and drop theirs right down the field and respond. So,
that's usually we drop games right there. Usually I want to lead.
Absolutely.
I want to lead usually because we drop games when we're down.
Absolutely. I say stick with it. I hope that number 4 stays on the sideline, exhorting his teammates like he has been, to his credit. That's another buy-in piece I want to talk about Dak's leadership, because you see Dak and Rush, when he makes a play, Dak is the first guy there. Dak is sitting with him, they chop it on the sideline. And again, that's not a given, because we've seen situations recently like, who was that said that it wasn't his job? Was it Tannehill? Who's that the quarterback that said it wasn't his job to help like the guy behind him?
Yeah, it was Tannehill. It was Tannehill. I
mean, it's like, bro, so this isn't a given. And the last piece of credit I want to give to that cohesion, as much as it pains me, I got to give something to Mike McCarthy, because it's on his watch. I got to give something to Mike McCarthy.
We got to give him credit too. I agree.
This show is hard. We hard, but we fair. And we got to give credit. We got to give credit to Mike McCarthy, man, because again,
I like that. We hard, but we fair. I like that.
We hard, but we fair.
I just want to throw this out there. I just want to throw this out there because I'll be frank, I just don't fucking like Mike McCarthy.
I'm with you.
I'm totally okay with you firing him right after. If we win a Super Bowl, I'm okay with you firing him the next day. You got rid of Coach Jimmy and he won a Super Bowl. You got rid of Coach Jimmy and he just won a chip. I'm just saying.
Rich, that is
I want Dan Quinn to be our head coach, man. Ain't no.
Let me tell you how beautiful that is, Rick. What you just said illustrates the room temperature, no cut, no ice.
There you go.
That's what that is right there. That's
there
really
you go. Let me
he will send you your ring in the mail.
Hey,
I love it.
We really were trying to hold out for Sean Payton, and we needed somebody. We really was hoping he would have failed.
Yeah, I want Sean Payton.
Things didn't quite work out that way, but tell you what, here's a nice severance package, and take your ass back to Green Bay.
Let's scoot on the road.
Just
well,
we're really just kind of holding, Dan Quinn, to be warm until we're ready for it. Now we are. So there's, your services are no longer needed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Or we could just do the New Jack City route and just have Keisha roll up on him and blow his brains out.
Hey man, straight no chaser.
Whatever.
Let me get these comments down because the chat is super active today. Jerome Castro said, "He's my boy yesterday, the JSU game. Now we friends turn enemies." Presentation. Dang, man, it's like that, bro. Dang, jeez. Y'all need to find a quarterback while you talking. Let's see. So Brent says, "Is 100% Rush better than a 75% Dak?" I say absolutely not.
I say
but you don't want to lose Dak for longer, in my opinion. But you guys attack.
Why I say leave him out there, man.
If Dak Prescott can grip a football and throw it, he's better than Cooper Rush. Simple as that.
There you go. And Penn says, exactly, D, let him heal, and then you have a healthy quarterback going forward. Absolutely. Vince Smith, another Cowboy fan from Hooper Jargon, says originally it was 6-8 weeks. They didn't anticipate Cooper Rush winning games. Let them keep it. There you go. There you go. You go.
Appreciate you on that show too, brother.
Yeah. 100% correct on that.
Yeah,
James
absolutely.
Says if Dak starts tonight, they will lose the media. They will lose the media quarterback controversy train and roll down the tracks. The train with no brakes. He's a boss hog. He will be feeling the fire.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that. I totally agree.
There you go.
He says in the regular bell.
Nail man.
I love it.
Nail man that ring.
Oh my goodness. Hey man, let's transition to what these boys gonna face tonight, man.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, man. We just moving. We moving like the Cowboys O-line right now, man.
Yeah,
Yes. And Kaiser, Cliff, get him. I got this dude right here.
Go for it, bro.
I mean, when you talk about a matchup, man, this is going to be the toughest out that they've had to deal with so far.
No question.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts, man, has shut a lot of critics up. They're saying, "Oh, he should be a running back. Oh, he can't throw the football. Oh, Jalen this. Oh, Jalen that." There was idiots out there who question the Eagles for getting rid of Carson Wentz for him.
Which took stones. That took stones.
Mm-hmm.
That took some.
It is.
Get rid of your number 2 overall pick, the guy you gave a buttload of money to.
Right.
I'm gonna make a hard right turn on this. Go ahead.
Yeah. But he has energized that team. He has clearly established himself as the leader of the Eagles organization. Are you listening, Dak? They're bought into him. They're listening to everything. Everything that Jalen Hurts does is he personifies the Eagles. He is the Philadelphia Eagles right now. And they are locked into everything that he has to say and do. It started there. Then you go out and you get a perfect compliment for him in free agency. Are you listening, Jerry?
Yeah.
AJ Brown.
Yeah. Yes. Great acquisition.
That's exactly what he needed.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what he needed.
Draft young Smith.
Moves in free agency
to
help your football organization.
Yeah.
They've got a very young and energetic defense that will get after the ball. Like, man, they're damn near as good as us, as far as getting to the quarterback. They are going to create a hell of a lot of pressure. And so this is what leads me to think, because Cooper Rush has not been pressured. Like, that's why I say the compliment needs to go to the offensive line more so than Cooper, because he has been under pressure. He hasn't had to force throws or try to escape and extend plays and do none of that. I mean, he's just been keeping it back there on a lazy boy and just kind of hit his second progression, and he's good. He hasn't had the game sped up on him like it's going to be sped up tonight. So this is why I think it's a possibility that we can see number 4 out there tonight. Maybe if he don't start, if Cooper struggles, expect a quick hook if Dak can play.
Check it. I'm gonna say this. Again, I'm gonna go hard right turn on this one. I'm gonna go tap brakes on Jalen Hurts being this great magnanimous guy, because he beat Detroit, Minnesota, the football team, Jacksonville, and Arizona. Like, no,
but
his one game is out.
The thing is, they had adversity in those games.
Fair enough.
Should have beat them. He won that football game. He won that game. This is the kind of shit we haven't seen from Dak.
Fair enough.
You got to sometimes that quarterbacks, I say, okay, we had a shitty game. Fuck it. I got it. And you reach down and throw the defeat and you pull victory out. I haven't seen that. I've seen that more of that from Hurts than I have from Dak, man.
I'm not going to compare the standard to Dak, though. So that's kind of my thing. I'm just comparing just from what the actual standard is. Because I said it, man. Dak,
he beat the Jaguars, the Lions, and the Cardinals by himself. He won those football games. He's the difference between 5-0 and 2-3. That's what that's the value that a
ran for 134 yards that game, though. So I said his running back ran for 134 yards that game.
Right, but when the chips are down, he's the one that made it happen.
I got what you're saying. I got it.
I thought
just don't give him too much credit on that. He has competent support out there.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll never lead the league in passing. That's not him. He'll never be that. We know that already. But he's not gifted like Lamar Jackson, so he won't be 1,000-yard running back quarterback either.
He's a worse version of Lamar Jackson.
It's just the it factor. The it factor's there. Shit, Nick Foles had the it factor, and they won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. So that's all I'm saying. Right. I'm seeing that from him.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I ain't agreeing with you either. But that's fine.
I fall somewhere between you two with on my assessment of Hurts. Hurts, I will say this: Hurts has surprised me with how he grown.
Yeah, he stunk last year. He stunk the last 2 years. He's horrible.
Yeah, exactly. I was one of those who questioned if he had the chops to be a productive NFL quarterback. I will give him credit for basically having done what I've known him to do since he's been on my radar as a sports fan, because every time he's been given an opportunity to step in, he's not given that position back. Did it in college.
Agreed.
And he's doing it now.
But besides
I honestly thought Jalen Hurts, when they got rid of Wentz, I thought they were going to give him a look-see, and then I thought they were going to go and make the hard push to either find a free agent guy and throw a bag of money or do something in the draft, right? And yet what he's done to Rich's point, is to galvanize that team around him. And there's that. I like Cliff and also willing to tap brakes on giving him this who we got just yet, because I'm not, I think what's really intriguing about this matchup is that neither team has seen the level that they're going to face in the opponent like they will tonight. The Eagles have done their thing. They've not seen a defense like Dallas. Dallas has done their thing. They've not seen, a problematic offensive matchup defensively like what they're going to get in the Eagles. I think that's what makes this really, really intriguing. Add to the spice that it's in Philly. Add to the spice that it's all of a sudden in Week 6 a huge divisional matchup that could have some real big implications down the line in terms of who takes this division. Like all of a sudden, this game is that big. Now, does it make or break the season? No, absolutely not. Far too much football to be played. But this is an impactful game. This is a circle the game in red ink type of deal because of what it could contribute to division positioning down the line. And oh, by the way, the Giants are still kind of sitting over there at 4-1. So this is big. This is big. And to me, when again, other than the natural rivalry between two franchises and cities that absolutely hate each other when it comes to Cowboys and Eagles, it's really going to come down. I'm gonna circle back to that brilliant footage that Rich showed us. Who wins the war of wills at the line of scrimmage?
Yes, absolutely.
Who wins the war of attrition with the bigs up front? I mean, like again, it sounds cliche, but that's what this game's going to be won and lost. I think Jalen Hurts presents a different dynamic because of what he can do with his legs, in extended plays and in broken plays. Mm-hmm. And so those are the type of plays that turn from third down to first down, because the Cowboys have been excellent at getting off the field. He's the type of guy that can break a tackle because he's a big, strong, fast kid that can turn a third and long into a first down just with his legs, or get the ball downfield to those dynamic receivers if he breaks contain, those types of things. So really intriguing matchup. That's why I can't wait to see, how who's able to exert their will more over the 60 minutes tonight, because again, neither one of these teams have seen the level of competition that they're gonna see tonight from each other. That's what's gonna make it great.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And I like this comment here, and this is what I said a few weeks ago. It's like exactly. I go with OBJ. He isn't the old OBJ, but he can still make plays and take pressure off CD, who isn't ready to be a number one. Jury's still out on that, but we have very two good number twos. Yeah. So I said that, like, why are we not like grooming OBJ or just now maybe behind the scenes that's what we're doing. I think Odell still just presents a better. And I know Noah Brown's been doing his damn thing. Mm-hmm. I still think a marquee guy is a better situation for us, because again, the jury's still out if CD Lamb is not a number one. I think he is, but that's a hard argument to make based on his body of work so far. So I'm not going to argue somebody who says he's not, but I'm not going to buy into the fact that he's not personally.
Exactly, and you're not going to get that in 6 games. I don't care who you are.
Right.
You're not going to see, because guess what? And Rich, you're going to love this. Cliff, you're a little young, but you may remember it. But Rich, you do remember when Michael Irvin first got here. Mm-hmm. Michael Irvin did not look like a number one receiver.
No, he did not.
Yeah, that's before my knowledge time.
Michael Irvin got here. He was injured. He had
a dropping problem.
He did not look like a number one.
He had a dropping problem.
He played himself into the playmaker, and of course, he went on to have a Hall of Fame career. You're not going to get that definitively in 6 games. And guess what?
Great point, sir.
You're not going to get that. You're not going to find out if he's a one if Cooper Rush is primarily throwing you the ball.
Right.
You for damn sure not to find that. Because we don't know that yet. Let the thing develop and let it come organically, and then we'll find out over the course of time. But give the man an opportunity to get his quarterback, the number one guy, and all the other things that go with it, to see if he's number one or not.
And I think, from Odell's perspective, he's at the point of his career where he can't just take a job, because he don't have a lot of time. Believe it or not, he don't have a lot of time left on the clock. I mean, as a receiver, when you get close to 30, that's when your father time starts.
Blue Factory,
right?
Yeah.
So if he's going to get a position, he needs to get one where it's clear that, obviously, I agree, he's definitely not the man no more, but he needs to solidify himself as the number 2. And also establish himself as a bridge guy for the future. So I honestly I can't see him going anywhere else but going back to LA. Because that's the perfect scenario for him. He established number one guy. Yeah. They for damn sure don't have a number two because they tried this Allen Robinson thing and it's failing miserably. Right. So he goes back into there. He already knows their system. He knows the coach. He's bought in. They're bought into him. He stays there for 3 or 4 years. They draft a guy down. It's a year or two down the road. They groom him. He goes off into the sunset or whatever. Or maybe he stays around and plays a couple years and he drops it further down on the depth chart. That guy steps into the number 2 slot. So I think we'll see Odell back in LA in a couple of weeks.
There you go. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, listen, you don't have an infinite amount of time to be in your prime. I know Odell had such a high trajectory early. Right. Injuries happen. Personality issues happen.
Especially with his style of play. Yeah. He's not a 40-year-old receiver type guy.
He's an all or nothing guy.
Explosive guy.
He's an all or nothing guy. He's always cuts. His lifestyle has stylized
direction. Yeah. I mean, he got hurt in the Super Bowl doing what he does.
Right.
Making an explosive cut. I mean, that was a non-contact deal, if you remember. And mind you, he was having a Super Bowl MVP type game before the injury. Let's be clear. So he can still be effective, but you go all out and try to make that happen only if the deal works. If it doesn't, I mean, look, you make the overture, and if he's lukewarm to it, if he ain't with it, all right, you holler at him and keep it going. I personally like what they're rolling with, and just wait till QB1 gets back and get some of these other guys back on the defensive side of the ball, man, and just riding this thing out because I like that energy from this team in the room and on the field. I mean, right now I'm all about not disrupting what the hell is happening.
Absolutely.
With the boys in blue. Yes. Matter of fact, bro, see what somebody said? Who you with?
Who you with?
Who you with? Who you with?
Hey, thank you, man. Hey, Penn, you need to get something rolling because he says, fellas, put together a highlight reel of your last 4 shows and start emailing them to sports directors at these national shows. Y'all have something and you need to get paid. Hey, so fellas, let's do it. I know, Rich, you're savvy in that way. Let's get together and do this because again, we went 30 minutes without saying Cooper Rush. We gave you quality content. Just saying, name another show that does that. Talking about the Cowboys. Name another show. Just saying.
Instantly. I like April's point earlier about the
chess match.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out to April. April, I think
that's the matchup for the night right there.
That is the matchup. The offensive coordinator and Dan Quinn, and how that plays out on the field is going to be probably the best watch of the night. And that's why again I love. The reason I became the huge football fan that I am is because the game is its simplicity.
A lot of idiosyncrasies to it.
You can have all the gadget plays and cute shit you want to, man. If my big guy's gonna whip your big guys up front, if the guy's got an opportunity to get him on the ground and make a tackle, is he gonna make a play? I mean, if the guy throws it, is he gonna catch it? I mean, it's real simple stuff. But it always comes down to those big up front on both sides and the chess match on how you make things happen, man. So it's gonna be a really good matchup. And by the way, because I can't be on the show and have any type of forum or platform and not say this, man, fuck them Eagles. For real.
Hey,
I want y'all to understand what it is from your favorite OT.
This is hilarious bit. You gotta go with it. Well, I'll say this. We giving y'all this information, man, and I think I can speak for the panel. When we give you these takes, we know our sports integrity is on the line, so we're not gonna overstate anything. We're not gonna. So what we don't do over here, see, we even did this, man. See, we searching our bag. We ain't even went to our the funny stuff yet. But what we don't do over here is do this affiliate stuff right here.
No. Yeah.
With the fade, with the pants, with the fade, with the J's, with the that's what we don't do over here. So,
by the way, Cliff,
yeah, go ahead.
We don't do that here.
Y'all remember the huge? Y'all remember the huge when the pandemic first hit? Y'all remember how tough it was to get toilet paper, to get hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
But right now, I heard the Clipper shortage in Dallas is at an all-time high. Bro, it is now a 6-week wait to get fresh Clippers, so you can get in and get your fresh fade. But
That is
and
so funny, dog.
and the knee leagues joints, too much. We too much out before you can get those joints, man, for the Cowboys to feel it.
We don't do that here. Straight up, straight Wakanda over here, man. Like, listen, man, it's about real Cowboy stuff and not the fake. So appreciate y'all, man. We 20 deep in the building. Let's see. Shout out to the Pope Frank. You guys go subscribe to the channel, man. Good content creator. Shout out to Cooper Rush and the QB1 with the Jack. Well, listen, man. We addressed that earlier. Cooper Rush is you know, he's like that. You know, we have a child's birthday party and the guy show up with the mask with the a fake Barney outfit on. It's like he getting the job like done, Barney, but they ain't Barney. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Barney, yeah.
That's the best way I can do it.
Barney's supposed to be purple. Why is he green?
He's a little velvet.
Right. I love it, man.
It's wrong view.
Well, you know, man, and true straight no chase fashion. You know, we don't. You know, we embrace predictions, whether they come true or not.
Absolutely.
We stand up. You know, right, wrong, or indifferent. We stand up. My man Cliff boldly proclaimed. He took the optimism trail and said them boys gonna go out there and handle their business, and I'd be damned if they didn't do it. So, man, let's
told y'all, man. Hey, I had a feeling, baby.
Let's jump on that, man. It's a night game, prime time in Philly against the hated Eagles. A lot on the line, a lot of enthusiasm. The build-up is gonna be crazy. What these boys gonna do tonight, man? Or what are they not gonna do?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Gonna look like as we land the plane on the stove. Let's get the predictions out. Rich, go ahead. You're first, man.
I have to go with given the totality of being on the road, being in a pressure situation, the Eagles' ability to run football and get after the quarterback, and the uncertainty of whether or not Dak is going to be playing tonight. If we have to get into a situation where we're going to have to put points, then that's a huge advantage to the Eagles. I think it's finally just too much for us to handle. So I'm going to go Eagles 24, Cowboys 20.
All right. Dan, what you got?
Love that assessment, Rich. Mirrors much of what I was thinking about this game. You know, I like to separate my fan enthusiasm from real analysis, and much of what you put forward is kind of mirrors my own. I think there's some dynamics there that now the Cowboys have pleasantly surprised me in multiple situations, including last week. I think the X factor is going to be Jalen Hurts, and the fact that he can take the busted play, or he can take the almost great play or almost good play of a Dallas defense and then turn that into a backbreaker against them. And I think he's going to be able to do that, just riding the energy and momentum of what they've got going. I think they're going to likely force Cooper to do a little more than he wants to, or a little more than what Dallas would like him to do. So with that said, I'm going to go Eagles 28, Dallas 20.
All right. And before I give my opinion, I want to say first, thank y'all for tuning into the channel.
Yes,
listen,
love y'all.
Rich, I don't know if you wanted to let the cat out the bag, but we got some big things coming up. First of all, next week we play against the Detroit Lions. So I have a package that I put together, because I've been talking about this for the longest, but I finally got everything together. And I'm gonna invite one of my other friends to come on next week. JC Kamey. JC he's coached at University of North Texas. You guys are gonna love his energy, and I love the way that he explains the game of football. But he and I just called each other one day, and we went on this crazy rant about the bullshit that people keep saying about Emmitt Smith was only great because he had the line. So we're going to explain the entire Great Wall scenario next week, because the debate that keeps coming up is almost as annoying as LeBron versus Michael. Is what would Barry Sanders do if he had the Cowboys line? Blah blah blah. We're going to address all of that next week. So I'll have him on here next week. I got two more week. Gap discipline is what Barry Sanders struggled with.
Yes.
But, yeah.
The following week, we play against the Bears. Well, Those of you who've been following the show, you've already met our good friend Lemonhead Stinson, who was a former Bears cornerback. He's going to be joining us back to break it down.
Friend of the show.
We've invited another special guest, and unless you have been under a rock for the past, I don't know, 50 years or so, then you know this guy. Joining us in 2 weeks will be none other than the legendary Dick Butkus.
Oh, mama!
Hey!
The great
Dick Butkus will be joining us right here on Straight No Chaser to talk about Cowboys versus Lions.
Oh,
we give you this for free. For free. You're getting Dick Butkus access to ask him a question for free. So tell a friend to tell a friend. That's what we do over here, man. We give y'all quality content.
Famer.
Yeah. There was a ranking that was done on the 10 toughest guys, and Dick Butkus is number 5.
I was going to say he had to be top 5.
I'm about to say.
You cannot name 10 tough some bitches without naming Dick Butkus, without his name coming up there.
Dick Butkus is so tough, I still think he can stop you on 3rd and 2. Yeah. That's how tough Dick Butkus is.
Yeah, I mean, for those of y'all, I'll handle media for the NFL Alumni Association. I'm on the wellness program, lost over 80 pounds on the program. Dick lost over 50 pounds on the program. He's 76.
That's crazy.
This man very casually said, "Oh yeah, I had a quintuple bypass 25 years ago." He just casually mentioned that he had a quintuple bypass. I'm like, wait, what? Wow. Quintuple bypass. The doctor went 5 ways around this man's heart, and he just casually mentions it. That's how tough he is.
He's tough, dude.
So, he still has that same mentality. But
I want to get that out.
He can break the game now like nobody. You can't question him because he's been there.
Dick Butkus gonna be on the show, and nothing you said after that need to be said because it's Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus, man.
Yeah,
Dick Butkus can come read the phone book, man. It's insightful. You feel me? So with that being said, man, I'm gonna get a few of these comments. I'm gonna say my prediction, and I'm gonna let you guys have y'all closing thoughts as we wrap up. Penn says Cliff, Rich, D Brown, Straight No Chase is a real deal. If you don't hear, tag them on Facebook so you can build their viewers. Yes, do that. Do all the things. Brett says Rich giving L to Dallas every week. He has been kind of on the L train.
It's working. Maybe I should keep doing it. It's working.
Yeah. It's tragedy. Strategy. Rich said Rich, the defense is going to allow over 20 points in the first game. You can address that real quick, Rich.
Yeah, I think so because, like I said, the matchup with their O-line, we haven't seen a running offense like this before. And one of the things that we know that running offenses do is they wear down defense. I don't care how good you are, a tired defense makes mistakes. And then, of course, you got home field advantage, which there's no home field advantage like playing in Philadelphia, man. Any guy that's ever played, and they play in Philly, that's one of the places you're gonna hear them name that they hate playing. Yeah. Their home field advantage is real out there.
Yeah, the link is tough. Very tough.
Yeah.
The link is tough. And again, the energy is extra because it's Dallas week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please believe it.
Yeah.
This is the biggest game.
I hope I'm wrong
the
again.
biggest game on the schedule every year is the home game when the Cowboys come to town. This is it. This is
a playoff game tonight, yo.
Absolutely.
Agree. Because this is Philly's, like, we talked about free agent acquisitions. This is their justification for doing what they're doing.
Yep.
So this is the game that they show that, those acquisitions, which are good acquisitions, in my opinion, that it's worth something. So here we are. With that being said, I got Cowboys winning there, man. I got my Cowboys winning.
My man.
23-17, your Dallas football Cowboys come out victorious.
Work, son.
So let me ask you this question real quick then. They win tonight, as you say. Mm-hmm. Does Cooper Mayfield extend for another week?
Who we play next week?
Detroit?
I would. Yeah. I would wait till. Because then after that's the Bears.
Where's the bye week?
It's after next week.
1,000 weeks we playing with no bye.
It's after next week.
You know what, man? If he pulls this off, if with the Cowboys, I'm just saying, if the Cowboys pull this off tonight, man, I might send him to the bye week.
Yeah, no, actually, you got Detroit next week, the Bears on the 30th, then the bye, and then you come back to Green Bay. Come back on the road against Green Bay.
I know we'll probably revisit that, but man, that to me, if the Cowboys pull this off tonight, I think that's a really plausible scenario.
I'm good with that. Simple about it.
I'm absolutely good with that.
I'm good with that. Because listen, man, one thing as a Cowboy fan you can't do is get caught up in the narratives. Because if you get caught in the narrative game, you're gonna start saying you're gonna get out of pocket. Yeah, you're gonna get out of pocket because you're gonna be like, because you want Dak to come back because obviously the better quarterback. But then it's like at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about us doing competent things in 4-game intervals. Any NFL player would tell you, you want to win 4-game mini seasons. Well, now it's 17 games. It used to be 16, but you break those down in 4-game intervals. So it's like you just got to detach from conventional thinking because it'll have you saying, "Oh no, we gotta win. We gotta win." Like no. We gotta take advantage of these little 4-game pockets. That's what we gotta do. Right. So it's tough, but that's what we gotta do. I'm holding the line, fellas. I'm holding the line.
Yeah.
All right. So closing thoughts, man. So again, y'all got us not winning. I got us winning. We shall see. Hopefully, whatever.
Hopefully we're wrong.
I hope. Hey, and I have no problems being wrong. Haven't had a problem being wrong all year. And look, and we'll continue to be that because the hope in me is that they go whatever and but the realist in me sees matchups, sees different deals, sees different scenarios, and that's what I base that solid analysis on. But fellas, I will say this: now we have laid down some gems in our very young existence. We've laid down some gems. Man, I'm gonna put this one this week. This might be what have we done now? About 25 shows?
25.
Oh yeah, 25. Yeah. This is our best show by far.
This one might be a top 35, bro. This is our best show by far. But bro, because with that footage, and I mean, bro, we got armpit deep in that bag today, man. So,
the bag is here.
Armpit deep, way off in there.
I didn't even go to the bag.
You didn't bring the bag out today.
I didn't bring the bag out. The bag is here.
That's that armpit deep, man. So, man, look, if you love the Cowboys, tell your people. If you can't stand the Cowboys, tell your people. Because you're getting it real. Straight no chaser means something, man. Right. And when I post that every week, I mean what I'm telling you. The room temperature, no cut, no ice.
No ice.
The Sean Smith was a good one, too. Sean Smith was a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my boy Sean.
For those who don't know who Sean Smith is, he's a former defensive end of a defensive tackle.
He has a podcast also. Y'all support Sean, man. It's called
Sean got no filter whatsoever.
Yeah, no.
What?
Love to have him back on Sunday.
Y'all go back and look at it in the archives. That was a hell of a show.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But man, so much to look forward to tonight.
Was a great show.
So much to look forward to tonight. So much to look forward to over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
So much to look forward to in a few months because I'm actually getting on a plane and I'm going to Phoenix on Tuesday to do some more planning for the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna have boots on the ground this week.
Come on now.
All I'm saying is, if y'all are going to the Super Bowl for the festival, make sure you keep up with us because we got some stuff that you will not see anywhere. If you're gonna be in the Phoenix area for the Super Bowl week, let us know. You guys are good with us. Okay, you got a VIP pass with us. You one of our followers, you and Hoop Jargon, you down BTP, you down with us.
Absolutely.
You roll
when
where we
get to the venue, they gonna ask you this question. Who you at? Tell them, ain't no chasing.
I'm bringing the Cowboy helmet back. The Cowboy helmet was a conversation starter, and it's not debatable. And I was a little nervous last year. It's my first time really being in media role. This year, man, I could have had Rod Parker on it. And
you're a seasoned veteran now.
Yeah, I'm a seasoned. Rod Parker kind of gave me the look like to come over to the station, but I ain't really know what to do with it. And
Rob's cool, man. Yeah, you cool as a fan. You should have went. Yeah, I ain't know.
Appreciate everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
you gave me the what's up. Huh?
Yeah. I'm telling everybody in the chat, man. Thanks so much for popping on.
Absolutely. Love the
comments were fire. Again, tell all your folks, but we appreciate that back and forth. We appreciate that love. We love doing this, and we love going back and forth with y'all. So, man, let's keep it rolling.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much, guys. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new, and we are out.
Go Cowboys.
Peace out, y'all.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Man, I'm here with with my man with hoop jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only let selected few in my circle. And this is a real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.